Welcome to the 22nd episode of the Nordic Sports News Podcast, the world's first daily cross-country ski and biathlon podcast with the latest news from around the globe. Today, we start with biathlon with the Swedish, Norwegian, Russian and Czech teams for the World Cup in Östersund. First, let's check the Swedish team and Stina Nilsson's return to the World Cup. 8 months ago, Stina Nilsson had marked the spirits during the World Cup in Östersund. By signing 2 top 30 in the wind of javelin, the pupil of Jean-Marc Chablos had won her place in the elite national team for the summer preparation. Serious and dedicated to training, she won the national summer sprint title in August in Sollefteå. If the opening snow races in Idre last weekend were not the most convincing, despite a 12th place and the best ski time in the short individual, Stina Nilsson did well, and will be part of the Swedish team for the Östersund opening weekend. Stina has also shown that she has taken important steps towards becoming a complete biathlete. With her speed on skis, she can go very far, even in the World Cup, said Johannes Lucas, the national team coach, in a statement. With the public back in the stands, it will be exciting, concludes the reigning Olympic champion in the cross-country skiing sprint. Hanna Eberg, Lynn Persson, Elvira Eberg, Mona Brorson and Anna Magnusson will also be there, while Joanna Skotheim, who has returned to a very good level in Idre, prepares for the second stage in Östersund. No surprise for the men with the selections of Sebastian Samuelsson, Martin Ponsiluoma, Pepe Femling, Oscar Brandt, Malte Stefansson, and Jesper Nellen. Now, let's check the Norwegian selection. In Norway, the official selection for the start of the Biathlon World Cup in Östersund has been published. Since the victory of Sivert Guttorm Bakken in the sprint of the Norwegian Premier in Sjøen, Arlend Groenegard has been in the hot seat. This Tuesday morning, the leaders of the Norwegian Ski Association delivered their verdict. The 31-year-old biathlete will not go to Östersund for the opening of the World Cup. Bakken will be there for the opening at the end of November, as will Philip Fjeld Andersen, invited after his overall victory in the IBU Cup last winter. The two, during this first weekend of competition, will also play their place for the following week. For Arlend Groenegard, a member of the elite national team who will descend to the IBU Cup at the start of the season, this is a real setback, while the rest of the team does not contain any surprises. Let's check the Norwegians for the opening World Cup. Tyrell Eckhoff, Emily Kalkenberg, Caroline Naughton, Ida Lean, Marte Olsbu Roysland and Ingrid Landmark Tondravold for the women's team. And Philip Fjeld Andersen, Sivert Guttorm Bakken, Johannes Thingsbo, Tarjei Bo, Vidal Sjøstad Christensen, Johannes Dahl, and Sturla Holm Legriet, completing the men's team. Now, let's check the Russian biathlon team. A few hours after the mass start of the Russian women's selections in Tyumen, the leaders of the Russian Biathlon Union published the list of biathletes selected for the start of the World Cup in Östersund. Uliana Nigmatulina and Svetlana Mironova, already qualified before the selections, will be joined by Larissa Kuklina, winner of the sprint on Monday, Irina Kazakevich, Valeria Vasnetsova, and Kristina Rizitsova. The surprise is that Evgenia Bertasova, winner of the mass start this Tuesday, will start the IBU Cup season with Anastasia Shevchenko, Tamara Derbysheva, Natalia Gerbulova, Ekaterina Noskova, and Anastasia Gorieva. On the men's side, the coaching staff of the Russian national team has decided on the selection for the first stages of the World Cup and the IBU Cup. According to the sum of the results of 2 control races in Khanty-Mansiysk on November 12 and 13, Alexander Pavvarnitsyn would become the 6th participant in the World Cup team, but due to IBU admission criteria, it is therefore Daniil Surkvostov who will start at the World Cup. Meanwhile, Pavvarnitsyn will start his season at the IBU Cup in Idre. Surkvostov will join Alexander Loganov, Edward Latipov, Matvey Eliseyev, Yevgeny Goronichev, and Karim Khalili, who previously fulfilled the selection criteria, who are currently preparing for the start of the season in Obertillich, Austria. And to wrap up our news today, we have the Czech Republic team for the start of the World Cup. Last weekend, the races in Sjøen served as selections for the Czechs. Before the Norwegian opening competitions, there were 5 places to take for the Östersund World Cup, 3 for women, 2 for men. Teresa Vinklarkova, 24th in the sprint and 15th in the mass start, Eva Puskarsakova and Jessica Gislova are the lucky ones elected among the women to accompany Marketa Davidova and Lucy Charvatova in Scandinavia. For the men, it was Vyacheslav Hornig and Adam Vaklevic who hung their qualification. It was Thomas Krupsik who remained on the sidelines, while Michał Kramar, winner of Mass Start B, Jakub Stratecki and Mikuláš Karlik were already assured of their place in Östersund. Czechs for Östersund opening World Cup. Marketa Davidova, Lucy Charvatova, Teresa Vinklarkova, Eva Puskarsakova and Jessica Gislova for the women, and Michał Kramar, Mikuláš Karlik, Jakub Stratecki, Vyacheslav Hornig and Adam Vaklovic for the men. And that's all for today, folks. Stay tuned and subscribe to our channels on YouTube, Spotify and Instagram. Just type Nordic Sports News on these platforms and access our content. Thank you so much and see you tomorrow in the next episode. Information credits to Nordic Mag, Ski Nordic, and Biathlon Russia.